Most people think their life will change only when something big happens. When they get a new job, make a lot of money, or suddenly become extremely motivated. But the truth is far simpler. Your life doesn't change by making massive decisions. Your life changes quietly, slowly, almost invisibly, one tiny habit at a time. And once you truly understand how small habits shape every part of your identity, you will never look at your daily actions the same way again. There is a powerful idea that James Clear introduces early in Atomic Habits. You do not rise to the level of your goals, you fall to the level of your systems. This means that goals are good for direction, but habits are what actually move you forward. You can dream of success all day long, but unless the habits underneath are working in your favor, nothing will change. Your results are simply a reflection of your routines. Show me your habits, and I'll show you your future. One of the most important principles he explains is the power of the 1% rule. Imagine that every day you improve yourself by just 1%. It's such a tiny amount that no one notices it. You won't see a dramatic transformation in a week or even a month. But small improvements compound, just like money in a bank account. And after weeks and months, that tiny 1% grows into something powerful. In the same way, small negative habits, skipping workouts, wasting time, overthinking, also compound. You don't ruin your life with one mistake. You ruin it with a slow drip of small choices repeated over time. Another big idea is identity-based habits. Most people try to change by focusing on outcomes. I want to lose weight. I want to be productive. I want to save money. But outcomes don't change unless identities change. James Clear explains that real change begins with a simple question. Who do you want to become? A reader, a healthy person, a disciplined person, a creator. When you begin acting like the person you want to become, even in the smallest way, you cast a vote for that identity. Every action becomes a proof of who you are. He also breaks down habits into a simple 4-step loop: cue, craving, response, and reward. If you understand this loop, you can build good habits and break bad ones with precision. Make the cue obvious, make the habit attractive, make it easy, and make it satisfying. That's the science behind every consistent action you take. But one of the most surprising truths is this: lack of motivation is not your problem. Lack of clarity is. Most people don't fail because they aren't motivated enough. They fail because the habit they want to build is vague. I will read more is vague. I will read 10 pages every night before sleeping is clear. When you remove friction and make habits easy, you naturally stay consistent. James Clear also warns us about the plateau of latent potential. This is the silent zone where you're working hard but seeing no results. You're eating healthy, but the weight isn't changing. You're studying, but your grades look the same. You're creating content, but the views aren't coming. Most people quit in this invisible zone. But the truth is, your breakthrough is being slowly built below the surface. The results show up all at once, right after you refuse to give up. And then comes one of the strongest parts of Atomic Habits. Environment shapes behavior far more than motivation. If you keep junk food in the house, you'll eat it. If your phone is always next to your bed, you'll scroll. If your workspace is messy, your mind will be messy. Instead of forcing yourself to be disciplined, design your environment so the right behavior becomes the easiest behavior. Another lesson from the book teaches that habit building is not about perfection, it's about returning. Missing one day is normal. Missing 2 days is dangerous. Success is built by coming back again and again, even after you fail. Consistency matters more than intensity. Small steps performed repeatedly win over big steps performed occasionally. By the end of the book, it becomes clear. you don't need to change your entire life. You only need to change your day. Because your day becomes your week becomes your month, and your months shape your destiny. If you improve your habits even by the smallest amount, you rewrite your entire future. So remember this: tiny habits are not tiny. They are powerful seeds. And when you plant them daily with patience, clarity, and identity, they grow into a completely different life. The kind of life you once thought required massive change actually begins with the smallest step you take today.
Most people underestimate how much their surroundings control their habits. They think their willpower is strong enough, their discipline is good enough, and their motivation will pull them through. But James Clear shows that willpower is the worst strategy for long-term success. Your environment wins every time. If your desk is messy, your mind will resist work. If your phone is near you, distraction will always pull you in. If unhealthy food is within reach, you will eat it even when you promised yourself you wouldn't. The truth is harsh but liberating. You don't need stronger discipline, you need a smarter environment. Imagine a person trying to read more. If their books are hidden deep inside a drawer, the habit becomes harder. But if a book is kept on their pillow, they will almost automatically pick it up before sleeping. That is what an environment does. It nudges you toward the behavior you want to build without you even realizing it. Change the environment, and the habit follows naturally. This is why small changes like removing one app, placing your workout clothes in front of the door, or keeping a water bottle beside you make such a powerful difference. Another important idea is the law of least effort. Humans always choose the path that requires the least energy. If something is even slightly inconvenient, your mind avoids it. This is why you must make good habits easier and bad habits harder. Want to reduce screen time? Keep your phone in another room while working. Want to drink more water? Keep a bottle within reach. Want to avoid junk food? Don't keep it at home. Your environment should not invite the behaviors you're trying to escape. One of the strongest lessons in Atomic Habits is about habit stacking. You take a habit you already do effortlessly and attach a new habit to it. For example, after brushing my teeth, I will meditate for 60 seconds. After making tea, I will read 2 pages. After coming home, I will immediately change into workout clothes. This simple technique removes the mental barrier of starting. You no longer need to think, when should I do it? The habit becomes an extension of something you already do, making consistency almost automatic. James Clear also explains that motivation follows action, not the other way around. People wait to feel inspired before starting something, but inspiration rarely comes before action. It comes after action. The moment you begin, just by taking a small step, your brain shifts. You feel progress, and that progress fuels more motivation. Action creates momentum, and momentum creates identity. This is why the first 2 minutes of any habit matter so much. If you can start, even in the smallest way, you will continue. There is also a deeper psychological truth inside this book. Your habits are not just what you do, they are mirrors of how you see yourself. If you believe you are someone who always fails, you'll sabotage your progress. If you believe you are naturally lazy, you'll behave like a lazy person. But every good habit you perform becomes evidence of a new identity. When you read consistently, you prove to yourself that you are a learner. When you save money, you prove you are responsible. When you work out, you prove you are disciplined. Identity shapes actions, but actions also shape identity. The cycle continues, and you become the type of person you repeatedly act like. The book also teaches the importance of tracking your habits. You don't need fancy tools. A paper, a calendar, or a simple check mark is enough. The goal is not perfection, the goal is awareness. When you track something, you naturally do it more. And when you see a streak, 7 days, 10 days, 20 days, you don't want to break it. This psychological effect, known as the streak mentality, is one of the strongest weapons for consistency. You don't become disciplined overnight. You become disciplined when you keep your promises to yourself, even in small ways. But perhaps the most comforting lesson is this: missing a day doesn't erase the progress. Failure is never final unless you quit. James Clear reminds us that what truly destroys habits is not the first mistake, it's the spiral that follows. Missing one day is normal. Missing 2 days is the beginning of a new negative pattern. When you slip, gently return. When you fail, restart. When you fall, get back up immediately. Consistency is not about being perfect. It's about refusing to disappear. And slowly, without any dramatic announcement, your life begins to shift. You speak differently, you think differently, you move differently. People around you don't notice the change at first, but one day they will ask, "How did you transform so much?" And you will know the truth. It wasn't magic, it wasn't motivation, it wasn't sudden success. It was the quiet power of tiny habits repeated in private that eventually built a life worth living.
As these ideas slowly settle into your life, something remarkable begins to happen. You stop chasing big, temporary transformations and instead focus on small, permanent improvements. You stop waiting for the perfect day to start because you finally understand that progress grows from ordinary days, not extraordinary moments. And with every quiet improvement, your mind becomes clearer, your decisions become stronger, and your confidence starts to rise from within. You begin to feel a shift, not a dramatic explosion, but a steady awakening. Suddenly, the habits that once felt impossible become part of your routine. You no longer fight with yourself every morning because your identity has evolved. You don't see yourself as someone who tries, you see yourself as someone who does. The fear of failure loses its power because now you realize that falling is not the opposite of progress, quitting is. And as long as you keep showing up, even imperfectly, you are still moving forward. Your environment supports you instead of working against you. The distractions that once controlled your time now lose their appeal. Your focus becomes sharper, your thoughts become quieter, and your actions become intentional. You begin to recognize your patterns, both the good and the destructive ones. And the moment you gain awareness, you gain control. That is the moment your life starts turning in a new direction. Slowly, people around you begin to notice something different in you. They may not know what changed, but they can feel it. You respond with more calmness, more clarity, more purpose. You no longer react emotionally to every situation because your mind is guided by the quiet structure of your habits. You begin to trust yourself in ways you never did before. And that trust, built from small, consistent actions, becomes your greatest source of strength. This journey is not about perfection. It is about becoming 1% better every day. It is about understanding that the smallest choice, reading one page, taking one deep breath, waking up 5 minutes earlier, can ripple into a completely different life. You don't need a massive breakthrough. You simply need to repeat what works gently, consistently, and patiently. And if you commit to this path, there will come a time when you look back and barely recognize the older version of yourself, the version that felt stuck, overwhelmed, afraid, or unsure. You will look at who you've become and realize that every step, even the smallest one, mattered. Every tiny victory shaped your story. Every good habit built a new piece of your identity. And every day you chose progress, no matter how small, you were rewriting your future. So as you continue building this better version of yourself, remember one thing. Big success is built on small steps repeated with intention. Your life can change, your mind can change, and your identity can change if you simply choose consistency over intensity. And if this message inspired you today, even a little, take a moment to stay connected. If you found value here, give this video a like because it helps more people discover these life-changing ideas. Share it with someone who might need a quiet push toward a better life.
Comment your favorite line or biggest lesson, because your words might inspire someone else. And most importantly, subscribe to Upzen Stores so you never miss the powerful summaries, insights, and transformations we share with you. Your new life is built from small habits. Your new identity begins now. And your journey is just getting started.